I'm now here with Jamie Cooke, who's just come back from the World Junior Championships as World Junior Champion. So show us your medal, and let's have a look at the other side as well. So tell us a bit about it. Biggest win of your career, presumably.
Yeah, I think so. You know, I've had highlights in my 2008. I came second at the World Championships, and I won Europeans as a UFA. But I think this ranks up there, definitely. Maybe with the Europeans, the senior Europeans, because coming fourth there qualified me a spot for the games. But yeah, it's really nice to have something to hold.
And the day didn't necessarily go according to plan, did it? On the final day. Take us through it. How did you start?
The day was probably the worst start I could ever imagine. My fencing was terrible, so I wasn't really expecting to do anything big after that. And then it was just basically from there it was just a fight back. The swim was really good. I was happy with the time, and it allowed me to see where I am at this stage of the season. The riding, luckily I had a really nice horse. So that went well. I just had 2 time penalties, and then going into the combined, my first and second shoot were really good, and then I can remember running in for the third shoot and missing the first 6 shots, and there was that little voice in the back of my head going, you're throwing it away, but luckily shot them down and ran out and came across the line.
And at what stage did you realise that it was in your grasp and that you were going to win it?
I don't think until really late. I think probably like the last corner of the run when Philip and James Myatt were there and they were like, you're in, just keep going. And I think that's when it really hit home. But then I still don't think it's sunk in yet. It's not. Yeah, it doesn't have a massive change or difference. It's just this. I wake up in the morning and go, yeah, that was a good competition.
Is it difficult mentally to come back from, I think you were something like 30th, 29th, 30th after the fencing? How difficult is it to say, right, you can still do it from there?
Well, I think I'm very lucky to have my swim, which is the following event. So even if I do have a really bad fence, that helps to fuel the anger on the swim. So it was a really hard claw back, but and I didn't think I was going to do it, but after the fence, everything seemed to click into place, so it all went well from there.
And it's a good field as well. It's a World Juniors, but there's some good young athletes around at the moment, aren't there? And they're all there. So
yeah, I was really happy to compete against Benser and Alex and some of the French boys, because they'd all done really well at the Junior Europeans, but they're also on the senior circuit. So it was good to compete against them in a slightly less competitive environment than the seniors, but then to be able to perform in front of them, so it was good.
Yeah. And also, presumably, you felt as though you had to do something after the Europeans as well, didn't you? Because the Europeans didn't necessarily go as well as you hoped.
Yeah, Europeans were awful, so I felt I had a lot to prove prove to myself and prove to the other competitors there that have written me off. So that was a big thing. 2011
has been an astonishing year for you, hasn't it?
Yeah, 2011. If someone said to me at the start of 2011, you'd have qualified for the games, you'd have won Junior World Champs, I wouldn't have believed them. And for it to have come true, it's really good.
Do you think is 2012 going to be bigger and better? It's certainly going to be. It's a big year for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's probably one of the biggest years of my life, and hopefully it'll go well. But we've got some tough guys. All competing for the spots, and then obviously on the international stage there's some really good, tough guys, so it's a lot to do.
Is that a big change? You're one of the new ones that's come in, but I mean there's actually competition for men's places this time, isn't there, within the British team in the past?
Well, I've never really competed for this sort of spot because I'm very young, but I think the competition between the 3 of us or the 4 of us it is really good because it spurs us on, and keeps on. None of us can just sort of sit back and relax. All of us are trying to push, and I think that's really good for us because competition breeds success, and that success can only be replicated on the senior stage.
Yeah, and you're kind of as a junior, you could have a couple of other games ahead of you as well, couldn't you?
Yeah, hopefully, touch wood, I don't fall apart. So yeah, it'll be really good. Looking forward to the future of the career, and pentathlon is a very long career. So yeah, I've got a couple of more games ahead of me.